everybody, it is your Uncle Fish back again for School Fish Art Stream. J-Man wants a Gatling gun on the end of his tail. Oh my goodness. J-Man says the tail's where you put all the heavy artillery. Damn. He said he used to have a howitzer on the end of his tail. Hello. How's everybody doing? We are working on a page from Greenzone, Life in the Blocks, issue 4, coming to Kickstarter next month. Super excited about it. Cannot wait for everybody to see what's coming. Trying to get used to working in this new format so I can work vertically for a little bit, see how that goes. Now everything's in a different place than it used to be. There we go. Alright, that'll do, donkey. Alright, and we're going to flip the page because old Fishy always works backwards. That helps all the little mistakes jump out. There we go. That looks pretty good. Was the reason I had him killed. Baby must be found. Do. Nope. That's too thick. Nope. That's the wrong direction. Where is it? There it is. Oh, I'm having to learn how to rework everything because I set up a new workspace. Turn around. Be found. Turn around. It's a human skull on the ground. Turn skull. Turn around. Everybody tunes in to hear me incorrectly sing the lyrics to songs I love. That's the good stuff. On the ground, Turn around. What's up, Carlton Hoyles? Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been kind of self-conscious about it because I've been letting myself over the last few years get looser and looser with my line art, and I like it so much more now than I used to. But there's still that part of me that thinks, yeah, maybe I'm not working as hard because I'm letting my lines be looser and more energetic, and they get a lot more vibrancy and emotion in them than they did. But for a while there, I was really shooting for realism to a degree. I mean, it's still comic books, but I was really shooting for as realistic as I could get a comic book image for a while. And now I'm just going for looking cool and energetic and catching that vibe of what I'm going for. Whether that be an angry doctor or a couple falling in love or a supervillain tripping over themselves trying to run away, whatever it is. Can y'all hear me talking, by the way? Just FYI, I'm wanting to check. It's showing up on my screen, but I could just be sitting here silently drawing for y'all and not know it. What's up, Sarah White? One of my favorite Sarahs in the world. Which is high praise indeed. I know some high caliber Sarahs. Can you hear me, Sarah? Uh-oh. A roller coaster, baby, baby. Oh, good. You can hear me. Here I was afraid I was singing to nobody. Gonna get a copyright violation because it sounds so much like uh who the heck is it? I can't read it from here. I was first thought it was the Spinners. I was like, that's not the Spinners. Stupid. Stupid fish. Oh my goodness. Carlton Hoyle says, gotcha. Currently working on a series myself and recently switched over from paper and pencil to digital. Just got the Surface Book Studio laptop and it is phenomenal. Oh man, dude. The Surface is that's what I'm working on right now. Mine is a couple years old and I'm desperately in need of replacing it. but it is so much fun. It is a little powerhouse to work with. It has made, I can't say it's made 100 books, but it's definitely made dozens and dozens of books over the last couple of years. It's definitely paid for itself. But it is getting time. I need a replacement. But man, I put so much strain on these things. I am currently working on my 108th and my 109th books in 6 years. And a bunch of those have been done on this poor guy. And I tend to work at a really high file size, and I tend to record the time lapse as often as I can and stuff. It just, it makes these files so big and works it so hard. And I work long hours, so it very rarely gets a break. And I've just put this thing through hell. And it took it like a champ. But it's time to upgrade. I hate that for me, computers have basically become a consumable in my business. But man, I just put them through hell. Whoops. I said, go to the transparent ink, dummy. I said it in my inside my head voice. That was the problem. Genius was special attitude on his own. Eventually he lost her number, then he got himself a job on a tater dot farm. Split level cave 20 miles below the surface of the earth. And he really makes a mighty mind to sandwich for what it's worth. Everybody comes for the bad singing. They might start for the artwork, but they stay for the bad singing. Yeah. It's weird to drawing. It's weird having my Clip Studio set this way. I set it specifically. I had to set up a new workspace just so I could try doing it this way to make it easier to stream to platforms that won't be around for long. And wanted to try it out, see how it goes. Kyron stays to talk to Sarah across multiple platforms, which is the best way to do it. That's the only reason I keep doing it. It's the most time I ever get to talk to Sarah. Sarah's out there making books, making waves. Out there making waves like fish are getting in a bathtub. And some powerful waves. Talk about making waves. Old Kyron's out there with his books on the old Amazon. That's the first place people go to look for books. Oh man, Sarah knew she was popular. Sarah was one of the popular kids. If she'd ever come hang out in the lunchroom, she'd know everybody's waiting to sit with her. This is too cool for school. That's what she said. What is up, Matthew Rodriguez? Hope all is well. Looking good as always. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. The hard part here with old Bellamy is much like a porcupine, when she gets riled, her quills want to stick out, but she's got them tied back in a ponytail. So it's always trying to find that mix between how much I'm going to have poking out and not. Because also, it kind of makes her look super crazy when it sticks out too much. So I got to try and find that balance. Goodness, y'all just having all kinds of conversations out there. That's all right. I'll just keep drawing. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. Have a big time. That's what we're here for. Draw pictures and chit chat and talk about Greenzone Life in the Blocks, issues 1 through 4, going live on February 3rd. Go to GoMrFish.com now and check it out. Sign up for the pre-launch page. Got to pay them bills. Got to put out them funny books so people will buy said funny books and I can pay said rent. That old mortgage company ain't got no give at all, man. They want that mortgage first of the month. They don't care. They don't give a flying hoot. Kyron's also drawn. Oh, Replicator. Oh, that sounds neat. Oh, yeah. If cat's on your knee, you're done. That's it. You just got to sit down and take it. Take it like a man, a whoa man, which is a little more exciting than a man because it makes you stop and say whoa first. Kyron with his anti-cat agenda. You know Kyron's been backed by the pro-dog lobbyists. That's where he makes all his monies. He's in the pocket of Big Puppy. I'd like a pocket full of big puppies. That'd be fun. God, looks cute. God, looks cute. Down with the cats, he says. But you know he's just saying that because he's paid to. Someday there's going to be a big expose and they're going to have undercover pictures of him sitting out in the alley with a can of tuna fish going pss, 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 pss. It's all going to be over for old Kyron. Big Puppy's going to say, we've had enough of you. You let us down. Oh, awesome. I'm glad. I can't wait to see Power Broker come out. I'm scared to order because I figured I did something wrong. Oh, I know that feeling. Boy, howdy. Welcome to my whole life. Oh man, you got to send them surveys out. I forgot the last couple of times, and I'm like all ready to ship the books. The books are in, everything's ready to go and packed. I'm ready to print off the addresses, and then I realize I never sent out the surveys. Done that twice now. I didn't do it on Backer Kit for some reason, but I sure did it on my last 2 Kickstarters. Down with all cats. I had a love triangle story planned with Bo Bellamy here down the road in old Greenzone. But I gotta admit, the more I think about it, the more I wonder, boy, she'd have to go after somebody with some impenetrable skin or something. 'Cause, man, that ain't gonna work. Kind of got to go prep that dinner or make dinner for preppers. I don't know. I'm trying to pledge box for this campaign. It's a little simpler and cheaper, but it doesn't have as many features. Oh man, yeah. If it's cheaper, I'd definitely give it a try. Carne asada fries for the win. Oh man. All right, I'll be waiting on my plate, Kyron. You just hop in the jet and fly it by. That'd be great. I'd sure appreciate that. You know, when I decided as a young man of 4 or 5, 6, 7, whatever it was, that I was going to draw comics for a living, I had no idea how many neckties I was going to end up drawing. Part of the reason I wanted to be a cartoonist or a comic book artist was to not have to wear a suit. And I end up drawing neckties all the freaking time. Oh, forgot a ponytail. Silly fishy. That's the whole thing holding her quills back. What's up, Dan Lawson? Good to see you, man. How you been? Still haven't fixed that problem we were talking about yet, but it's good to see you, man. Oh, is it? I don't know. I don't ever check Twitch really. I don't have time to spend on another platform. Whoops. Hmm. Okay, his thing's on the other side. So that means his radio's on this side. Oh, man, that's the way they do stuff. I hear a ding-a-ling. That must be the ding-a-ling of a Sarah sending me screenshots. I believe that sounds like a screenshots of Twitch ding-a-ling, if I remember correctly. If I know my ding-a-lings, and I do know my ding-a-lings. Famous last words. But yeah, I got the old Kickstarter coming up for issues 1 through 4 of Greenzone. You can go to gomrfish.com now and check it out. Sign up for the pre-launch page and all. But it's coming, and I've been just working on everybody else's books, getting everything done, every which where else. And I was like, "Oh, I got to get on getting this finished." I done paid for the pages to be. Oh, it's just zooming in and cropping it off, huh? That's wild. It's just showing the middle of it on old Twitch. No wonder. Twitch being all crazy, being all silly. Silly old Twitch. I almost came on and worked on the book that I'm working on for my old client, old Roy, the new issue of Sentinels that I'm working on. But I'm down to a page that I didn't figure want me letting all the secrets out. I think Kelson is going to steal your job on Granica 2. Sounds like you have enough work to fill the gap, though. Well, if he wants to, he's got the skills. He's definitely got the ability. And he does great work. Man, I was nothing but impressed working on that book. But yeah, if everything pans out the way it looks like it is, and if everybody does actually decide to do the books they say they're going to do, I could have enough work lined up right now to keep me busy all year. I may end up taking on some other things here and there, perhaps, but I'm hoping to leave myself enough room to get out several issues of Alice this year and the Greenzone trade. I was originally going to do the trade this February, but I realized I wanted to put some extra material in there and stuff, and I needed some extra time. And so I was talked into just doing issues 1 through 4, get them out there, let the folks that are pro floppies get theirs, and then do the trade in a few months after I do some other stuff and get all that extra material together. Better to do it right than to rush it. Nope. The bright lights find me. Behind you. Comments and don't feed the trolls. Comments and don't feed the trolls. Thank peace. It's very good. Oh, hush up, wiener dog. Oh, Amazon dropped something off. No wonder you're on edge. Terrible Amazon man tried to get you. Tried to get you. Don't feed the trolls. Anything less than 9. So fine. Cheryl, not for Rocket Welch. Don't end up as mine. If I lead, I take my chances. The movies and TV. Hardest thing I'll ever do is watch my leading lady. Mother guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I jump from a tall building, I'm like Tarzan from the line. Most of my Redford books are fine. Each time in school, but I've taught ladies plenty. Money out for pay. Hey, hey. Blown up for a rocket welch. Hey, it's only hey from a vibe. Had a really good episode of School of Fish this morning. Had my buddy Esteban on from Ultra Comics, and we talked about making reusable assets that you can use to help speed up backgrounds and stuff. It's available on YouTube and stuff to go back and watch if you want to. Is Had a really good time chit chat with him. Man, he's a good kid. Makes one of the most fun books I've read in a while. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. And he was hitting me up one day asking me questions about how I did my buildings and stuff. And I was like, oh man, if I'm going to tell you how to do it, I might as well sit down and film it. So we sat down and filmed a whole episode that I could send out in my newsletter and put on my Patreon and all that stuff. And then freaking Restream ate it and I lost it. So I sat down and pouted and felt like the world was over for a split second, and then decided, you know what? We'll just do it again live. And that's what we did today. And we walked back through the process. And I actually, after thinking about it for a couple of weeks between when we originally filmed it and now, I learned a few extra things about making assets and how to save them and use them in Clip Studio. So a little more information than I had in the first one, which was good. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe there is no reason. Maybe I should have made sure I saved that file right away after the episode instead of waiting to go download it later to find out it's gone. Well, actually, I think it gave me an error message when I tried originally, so I probably never could have downloaded it. That's what I'm going to tell myself, make myself feel better. Self, do you feel better? Well, yes, Fish, I do. Good. All right. I don't always sound you go. Little miss, can't be wrong. What you gonna do? Another one of these now rock and roll songs. I really wish I hadn't put his arm there. You know what? That just makes it too confusing. So we're gonna remove his arm. Just makes too many confusing lines going in too many directions right there. We're just gonna have his arm down by his side. We're gonna pretend like we intended it that way from the beginning. And nobody's gonna say anything. Or I'm gonna sick Sarah on you. What is up, J Man? Good to see you. Working on a little Greenzone issue 4. Going live on Kickstarter February 3rd. Sign up now for the pre-launch page at GoMrFish.com. And you can tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central I'm going to be on Sketch Up with Mog and Mel tonight. So what should I draw tonight, J-Man? I need to draw something cool that people are going to want to bid on, make me some money. Daddy needs new razors to shave his head. Gotta stay sexy. Nope. I think you should draw an homage to famous movie poster or album cover. Why, I'm shocked, J-Man. I can't believe that would be your suggestion. It's so out of left field for you. Mog had suggested a lot of characters to draw, and one that stood out to me that I don't think I've ever drawn before was Galactus, which I thought was a cool idea and would be fun to draw. If I was going to stick Galactus in a movie poster homage, what movie would it be? Maybe the ear, but not the inside of it. Always, always. Thousand miles I can just see. Whoa, that's the wrong brush there, buddy. Where it's going crazy. Yeah, it's going crazy. That's a problem. Me by 1,000. Just let's look at it regular. Something is bugging me. No. I'll keep going and keep thinking about it. Hopefully it'll come to me what's bugging me. Maybe I'll come to it, look at it tomorrow, and they'll be like, oh, that's what's wrong. Something's bugging me and I can't put my finger on it. That little stripe that she's got going down her shirt and the little green stripes on their shoulders are actually what marks them as genomes. And they have to wear those stripes to be able to work in public or face potentially going to jail. Because not all genomes, mutants, if you will, in my world, are scary looking things like Virgil and Bellamy here. Some of them just look like normal people, like Danny Kim. Just looks like a green kid. You wouldn't know he's one of them scary genomes if he didn't have the green stripes on it. We got to mark him. What if we didn't know? Very human paranoia. Totally not stuff we've already done to our own people to mark them. No, humans wouldn't do something like that. No. That would be crazy. But that's totally why they have those green stripes. They're not just innocuous. They're there for a reason. Just hasn't really come up yet as a good way to organically stick it in the story. And there's already been so much lore and stuff I've had to kind of shoehorn in because the world in Greenzone works so differently than other comic book worlds. You know, if there's so many tropes that we use in comic books that we don't really think about. Like, you know, if you got a dark, brooding character on a rooftop looking over a, rainy landscape with a big gargoyle in the foreground, everybody instantly knows, like, oh, this is like Gotham. Okay. And those little things, just those tropes that we use, just give it away right away. And we know, oh, okay, if it's a big shining city with tall, glass buildings and it's all bright and shiny, oh, okay, this is Metropolis. All right, okay, I know the kind of town, what to expect, how it works, and just all of that stuff is automatically understood. And I can't take advantage of that in Greenzone because the world works different. Lots of people have books with mutants in them and like, oh, it's like the X-Men, but this is different. Like they're straight up illegal. They can't live out among normal humans unless they prove they're not a threat. So, explaining that they can't just get out of the green zones anytime they want to, they've got to earn their way out, that the humans don't respect them and the other genomes look at them as race traitors. All that has to be explained. Like you don't have to do if I had just done another superhero book. And I love superhero books. I got a lot of superhero book ideas, but I wanted to tell something different because there's a lot of superhero books out there right now. If nobody was doing them, I'd absolutely be doing a superhero book, but I want to try and do some new stuff, hit some new ground, do something not everybody's seen or done already. And while some of my ideas are superhero ideas that I come up with all the time, a whole lot of them aren't. A whole lot of them are just sci-fi ideas or fantasy or whatever. And I do like doing my own thing. I'm a do my own thing kind of guy. That's the kind of guy I are. Had to scroll up and check and see if anybody was still watching because nobody's commenting. J-Man can't be watching or he be commenting. No, J-Man has forsaken me. So I'm not friends with old fish no more. No. That guy sits there listening to music, singing the wrong words. Can't be friends with him. Oh, go blow it out your blowhole. Don't nobody care. You ain't that scary. You just little old Wayne dog, so. Who's scared of a little Wayner? No one's scared of just a little Wayner. Might be intimidated by a big one, but not by a little one. Yeah, you're not scary. What did this doctor say to make Bellamy so angry? Where is she dragging him off to? Find out February 3rd when Greenzone, Life in the Blocks, issues 1 through 4 goes live. February 3rd. Go MrFish.com. Sign up now for the pre-launch page at GoMrFish.com. The home of all of my new stuff. It will always be at GoMrFish.com. It'll always take you to the newest project or where you can buy the most recent book. Oh, wait a minute. That's not a rolled up sleeve, dummy. Big dummy. There we go. He's got long sleeves because he's a doctor. He don't walk around with his sleeves rolled up like some kind of handyman, some kind of unhandy man. If one is wondering why I tend to sigh so much, make so much noise breathing on air, it is because of my Tourette's. And I have a breathing tic that makes me hold my breath, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. I don't even realize most of the time, unless I sigh really loudly when I let the air out finally, I may not even know that it happened because it's just such a common thing for me now since I was a kid that I don't even really notice it. I noticed it when I was a kid. I noticed it as a young man, but But at this point, I've been doing it for 50 years. I don't really notice anymore. Guess all my friends went bye-bye. Nobody wants to say hello to old Fishy in the comments. Nope. Nobody's got no questions about Greenzone Life in the Blocks going live February 3rd. Go MrFish.com. Pick up all 4 issues if you haven't caught up on the series. Can't help but think of Cotton Hill when I draw Sergeant Kim here. Because he's so short. Not in the face. That's how I make my livings. Sauce on me. Like the way it tastes on my chicken wings. It's on my chicken wings. Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Dun, 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 dun. Distractions like just God, cause things like tornadoes, train wrecks, when I'm swimming in your arms and floating all off on creams and scented lotions, and then getting sidetracked. I hope you'll understand. Before you're bounded, does I wonder if there could be really FOs come from other planets? When I'm swimming in your arms and floating all off on streams of scented lotions, when you get sidetracked, I hope you understand. Well, how do you draw so fast, Fishy? How do you get so much done? How do you work so? It takes me forever to pencil a page. Because that's how I penciled this man's face. This is why I work so fast. Because I can do so much more of the work in ink now that I work digitally. And if I make a mistake, it's fixable. It's undoable like it wasn't when I was working in traditional ink on paper. I had to get everything so much closer to finished before I could do anything with ink. And now I just got to get close enough in the pencils and I'll be fine. A, I'm pretty comfortable drawing in ink anyway. And B, I can undo if I make a bad mistake that I can't make work. Which is one of the biggest things I learned working traditionally was how to just make mistakes work, because I didn't even know coming up all the cool ways that you could fix mistakes in ink. I had no idea. I thought what went on the page and you were done. If you made a bad mistake, you had to start over on a new page and redo it all. So I learned how to roll with the punches and make things work. I never thought about it. I kind of accidentally stumbled into doing all these animal creatures in Greenzone because to me, it made more logical sense that while there are people in Greenzone that can fly and can shoot fireballs and stuff, if we're talking mutations, it seemed a whole lot more likely to me, anyway, that if the cells of an average person were going to mutate into giving your kids some kind of weird features, it would be more likely to affect things that were already in their DNA, like hair and skin color and how much hair you had on your body, and create things like claws and horns and antlers that already exist than to suddenly make you be able to shoot pine cones out of your toes. So I inadvertently ended up making Greenzone a world with a lot of furries in it without really meaning to, but it just made more sense to me. There are people with other powers and stuff, like Carlos Santos, that runs the blocks that Virgil lives in, runs the lower eights gang that runs those blocks. His ability is intimidation. And the only reason it doesn't work on Virgil is because Virgil has nothing to lose. He doesn't have any family or friends or anything. He's been mistreated his whole life. He doesn't he doesn't have anything to fear losing at this point. So even though he tries to use his intimidation powers on him in issue 2, though it doesn't specifically spell that out, but that's what he's doing when his eye glows. But it doesn't work because Virgil has nothing to be afraid of losing. And honestly, Carlos in my book, Carlos Santos, the little gang leader dude, has become one of my favorite characters, oddly enough. I mean, I've always kind of had a thing for bad guys over good guys, admittedly. So maybe it's not that weird. But as I was thinking through the character when I was designing him, and I knew I wanted to give him this intimidation power so he didn't have to be a big guy to be in charge of the gang. He didn't have to be big. He didn't have to be scary necessarily to be in control because he can just intimidate everybody. And then as thinking through it, I'm like, well, what would you be like if you were a gang leader and you didn't have to worry your whole life about pretending to be hard enough and scary enough, and you didn't have to keep up this persona of, you better flinch kind of attitude that guys in gangs have, because if anybody senses that they're actually afraid, they're done for. And I was like, what would it be like for somebody that didn't have to worry about that? And I was like, man, you could just truly be yourself. You could smile and laugh and have fun and do things. I mean, you'd still be a bad guy and still do bad things, but you could really be who you are and not have to worry about anybody trying to come after you because you're not bad enough, because all you got to do is look at them with that jacked up eye and you can intimidate them. And so I was like, okay, who's Carlos going to be if he can just have the freedom to be whoever he wants to be? And I was like, dude, he could be so gay and not have to worry about it. He does not have to worry about anybody calling him a name or not wanting to take his orders. And he can just walk around in a pink kimono if he wants to, and nobody can say boo about it. And he's a powerful, badass leader of this gang. And he's a dangerous, dangerous dude. But he can also just truly be whoever he wants to be himself, and not have to worry about what's going to happen if people find out. And I just love it. Getting to draw him just being himself is so much fun to me. Jesus. What could possibly have Bellamy so upset and Sergeant Kim so distraught? You can find out by going to GoMrFish.com, signing up for the pre-launch page. For Greenzone, issues 1 through 4, going live February 3rd. It is coming up quick. May not be done before it launches. May still be doing some colors, but it'll be done before the campaign's over. Above the dog, you only can do what you know how to do well, and that's be you. Be what you're like. Be like yourself. And so I'm having a wonderful time, but I'd rather be whistling in the dark. Whistling in the dark. Whistling in the dark, whistling in the dark, whistling in the dark. Something that I know how to do well, and I've often been told that you only can do what you know how to do well, and that's be you, what you like. You like yourself. So I'm having a wonderful time, but I'd rather be whistling in the dark, whistling in the dark, whistling in the dark, dark, whistling in the dark. That old J-Man has a thought on what Sergeant Kim may be so upset about. J-Man ain't gonna say. He keeps all the secrets to himself. That's why we call him Jay the Vault Man. We don't tell him we call him that. No, we keep that a secret, so don't tell him, or he'll put it in the vault. Let's see. How long have we been going here? Oh, we've been going for an hour. All right, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up this little shindig here. Old Brooks. Brooks is the hardworking, athletic jock type. He was very popular in school. He went to a mixed school just outside of the blocks. His dad has citizenship, so he grew up in luxury compared to what Virgil grew up in a small home with his big family. And he truly believes that he can get anything that he works for, that nothing can hold him back. If he puts in 110% effort, he will always win. Yeah. He graduated with great grades. He was a football star. All the chicks loved him. He's not he's not the kind of jerk that you might expect with that kind of history. He's a really down to earth guy, but he truly does think that, if he works harder than everybody else, he's going to get everything he wants in life. And doesn't realize that that doesn't always work out. But he's already starting to get a taste of it because, his first day at work, some of the human guards cut his antlers off, cut his horns off. Sorry. And he just sat there and took it and kept his mouth shut because he desperately wants this. His dad got citizenship, though, in the military. And he's got to do as good as his dad did. You can't let him down. I think he's still in a little bit of shock, not even realizing 100% what's happened to him. So much has been going on in his first day. Police station got blown up and everything. But you can read about it in issues 1 through 3 of Greenzone when Greenzones 1 through 4 goes live on Kickstarter on February 3rd. Sign up for the pre-launch page now at gomrfish.com. Oh, wow. All right, there we go. We got one old page inked. Look at us go. Chip, chip, cho. Where is it? There it is. Turn off them old pencil lines. There we go. We got us one page. Doctor seems to be giving him some bad news. Bellamy seems kind of shocked about it. Tells him something. He disrespects her and kind of smarts off a tad there. Oh, wait a minute. Page is flipped. I'm sorry. I work in reverse. He's telling her something. She yells at him. He's like, "Look here, little missy." She's like, "Oh, how dare you?" And then, boy, she gets all up in his face. She's getting mad. Her spikes are starting to poke out. Snags him by his stethoscope and carries him off. While Sergeant Kim and Brooks are sitting here distraught. What happened? What's going to happen? Tune in February 3rd on Kickstarter at GoMrFish.com. Find out. All right, that's going to be me. I'm done on this page. I got to grab some dinner before I go get on SketchUp with Mog and Mel tonight on the EXP experience on YouTube, Facebook, all of the places. Go check that out. And I will be back later on. And while we're at it, I'm going to roll a thank you for all of my Patreon backers that support me every month. If you want to get my books shipped to you every month, get digital books every month, or just sign up and follow along for what's going on, go check out the Patreon now.